It's Amnian Nights. Pip will summarise.
Yes, last session opened with Cire's grief-stricken running after Atticus had slain Janos Firecam. She spent a lot of time crying and wading about in the water and trying to wash herself of these memories. Eventually, Asher and Obsidian arrived in the claws of Havilan the Silver Dragon, with Sordil riding on his back. Asher exclaimed that was probably the best thing she'd ever done, and is very keen to do it again. Cire wants to go back to town to make sure that Janos had a proper burial, and it was about that time that a little wabbit emerged from the woods. Pip, the little wabbit in question, at the time, was sort of claiming to be Cire's brother, which in a way he is, because he's from not this world. He's from a different world with a different Cire, and he is Cire's sibling in another world. But he regaled them with tales of things that had happened in his reality, which were mostly very terrible, with Sendax having taken over, destroyed everything, warped loads of stuff, and pretty much everyone being dead. Despite this being truly grief-stricken, Cire was just having none of it, did not want to talk to him, didn't want to engage at all, and eventually they just decided to go back to town to deal with the Janos thing anyway. So they went and told the guards, who said, we'll check it out if your story tracks, which it probably will. You better stay in town, because otherwise we'll come get you. And then we all went to bed for the night, and Pip did a little painting.
What was Pip's painting of?
He was painting originally he was going to paint something of his world so that, the gang could see something from there. Not necessarily a scary thing, but just something. But what Asher requested was she wanted to see herself as a successful businesswoman, so that's what he's painting. Still working on it, though.
So imagining like stick figure Asher just holding bags with like gold coin signs on them.
Hey, he is a proficient artist, so it can be better than that.
So he says.
He went to sleep on the floor in Asher's room because it's safer that way.
Except for Asher. Asher,
Yes.
Can you please roll me a D100?
No.
Okay. Then yes, we will pick back up the following morning in the Adventurers Guild as people gradually awaken and make their ways out into the common area of the guild hall. I had to move Atticus to a different category of actors because the number of things like it was dragging Atticus out into scenes. Like, oh no, that would cause feelings. So yeah, it is morning. Mila has brought breakfast over, which seems to be toasted bread with avocado mashed onto it and like an egg cracked into a little well in the middle. Like an avocado, egg in a basket. Each of you is brought out for breakfast for those who want it.
Oh my goodness, avocados. I haven't had these in such a long time.
Is there coffee as well?
Pardon?
Is there coffee as well?
Yeah, there's coffee and there are just Mila's just bringing out sort of different little snack dishes for each of the tables for sort of brunch. There's olives, there's bread, there's an unusual smelling bowl which when you look at it looks to be like tiny, just like little charred florets of broccoli at first. And yeah, just a breakfast spread.
Do you think the guards will come by this way to let us know what they found, even if they agree with the order of events? Should we just wait?
How old exactly are you?
I love it.
He's the same age as however old Atticus is. Which did we agree that he was like 4 years younger than Cire?
Mhm.
Wow, 27
So-
laughs at me. Let me see what
What is
character sheet
Cire's age?
I think Sarah's 29.
Then 25.
Age is 20s. On his character sheet.
Yeah.
I'm 25.
So, in your lifetime, Sendak's roast power eradicated half your plane, slain his own generals. What was the timeline of this?
I mean, I'm not entirely
Oh.
sure when he started gathering power, but these events all took place in the last couple of years. His
Yes.
power is truly something to behold, but not in a good way.
You said it all started with a plague of sorts in Waterdeeps?
Yes, people started acting strangely. There were deformities. They became these monstrous kind of creatures.
Like blobs?
Yes,
Sort
like
of.
tentacles and weird, very strange. But it seemed to be some
Oh.
kind of magically spread. I mean, I don't know the details. I mean, it's not really my area of expertise, but it was quite horrifying.
So that's
Those-
where we're probably on the timeline, just before that, in our world.
What, you think that's now? Has that happened? You said
Not
you said
yet.
there haven't been any sightings of such monstrosities, right?
Not in the public, but we found some.
I see.
Did he ever speak to you?
Did whoever speak to me?
The Uniter.
I don't think I'm anywhere near important enough for that.
Oh, we shouldn't be either.
Jim, will you remind me what was the plan with Soldeal and Helem? Like, are they also here, or have we not seen them yet this morning?
You haven't seen them yet this morning.
Okay.
You know that they have had lodgings here, but you also know that they tend to go out early for a ride or fly or whatever business. They get out early and then return sort of mid-morning typically. But yeah, they have been staying here. Well, Soldeal has. Haviland just goes off and does his own thing at night.
Okay.
Hilariously, Siri's doing most eye contact with Asher. Trying to very much not do any eye contact with Pip and very little with Obsidian. So this is it, right? I want to go get the keys as well. But
The keys.
if, well, for the fortress, with the hill giantess, Hestia, and,
Oh yeah.
you know, but what if this drug and its insertion into Athkatla is our timeline event of the equivalent of the Waterdeeps? And if we don't stop that, then we start a chain of events. I mean, I don't even know if we can stop it, but I don't know if we can leave.
All right. I mean, in my opinion, we went down like all of our major leads that I know of to try and find where they're smuggling the drug in. We didn't check out the weird sewers yet, but like I have, and she's gonna look around like some major stress about our dragon friend. I feel like we should definitely help him get set up because your other brother is like from a place where they killed all of them. And so we should definitely try and like prevent that from happening because we need that on our side, right? So I feel like we go do this. I didn't know there were keys. I maybe missed that part.
Absolutely did.
Okay, but Asher maybe didn't know. But
He's fired at the
definitely-
time.
All she knows is there's, all that she's paid attention to is there's a giantess that they need to talk
She's the
to,
one with the
and it's
keys.
somehow associated with setting up how I'm to be like in a better position. So I say we do that, and then I don't know, we maybe come back and find the sewers.
Do they? I mean, we have no leads anymore. I know of the sewers
Right,
assistance,
yeah,
but I don't know how to get in.
I would like, this is normally the sort of question I would ask off stream, but I feel like we're early enough and in character enough that I will ask the question above the table. Do you not feel as a group like you have mostly resolved the drug situation? I feel like you found where it was being processed and trashed it. You found the source of the main ingredient and deprived the enemy of it. And I feel like at the time, and you had in and out of character conversations that were basically like, well, whatever's left is the dregs. I feel for myself that the direct sort of quest, you went to the place and did the thing.
Can I ask if in character, given the nature of my character, maybe this thought just kind of occurs to me as if someone is knocking on my head.
Sure.
Like, you guys, the DM is talking right to me.
Because you have discussed. Here's the problem when we play weekly over a course of months. I feel like most aspects of this conversation have been said by you all during sessions.
No, I feel, well, yes, yain. Yain being my favorite word. I think Siri definitely
Yain.
feels like if the Firebrands are still, like, because we did see Elias leave that meeting like he was going to do something, and Shiagashura definitely didn't feel like we disrupted a thing. But I can see where you're coming from. I definitely, Gija wasn't. Let me put it this way: Siri wouldn't be pursuing it if Gija thought this was.
Like, you absolutely know there's still bad people out in there doing stuff, but I feel like you took their source and you destroyed their stock. I'm sure there's bits still out there, but you blew the factory up.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I wasn't under that impression. That's for sure.
Okay, Sarah.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I just feel that our reception to what happened could have been blunted slightly by the fact that they were basically completely unthreatened by our presence. They knew we were there. They basically acknowledged us and then weren't like, yeah, who gives a shit about you? So I think that might have just colored our perception of events as not a huge win for us, but rather, well, we expected this to happen.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I thought they couldn't
Was
do
there
more,
success? 'Cause
but
we
they
feel
probably
like
had
failures.
enough. No, like I think we definitely, we took the dragon. Clearly, they couldn't do more, but I guess in my brain, they might have been like a cargo making its way to Athkatla slowly, because we didn't disrupt that. So yeah, so I guess I completely see where you're coming from, DM. But definitely, Asher getting some sort of
But also,
divine
as you saw in
inspiration
that play,
might be useful.
Cargo traveling slowly to Athkatla, I feel like that encounter showed that they can just make portals to where they want to go.
So, like, mid-sentence,
Oh, yeah.
Asher's gonna just trail off and be like,
It just
Okay,
occurred to me.
actually, hold on. We took the dragon, which was the source of the tentacle changing drug that they were putting on the streets.
Well, that's amazing.
So they shouldn't be able to make new stuff, at least for a while, maybe, hopefully. And we blew up that factory. So maybe we're okay with that. Although I do feel like there were a lot of people at that meeting that we went to, and they all seemed to just not care that we were there. And I don't know what they're all doing. Like, we maybe stopped one part of the whole thing, but there's clearly, like, what was up with that mushroom lady?
Well, stopping one part is certainly better than zero, and it's always better if they underestimate you.
Well, maybe we chalk the drug thing up as a temporary band-aid. Like, we've maybe stopped that.
If we're doing
bleed
in-character
for now.
reminders as well, remember you do have a journal you took on the place, but specifically named most of those people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
But, like, what's
Was that-
up with her?
What I reckon is we are against an evil that runs more than even planes now. There's too many parts to account for all of them. We should focus on what we can do. And, well, the one, yeah, seems to be the one path that is open, and they seem to know a little bit about all this nonsense. And he will just gesture vaguely towards Pip.
I think at some point we're gonna have to track down all the other people at that meeting and figure out what they were doing. Like, I think your uncle was maybe involved in the whole drug thing, and we've maybe messed up his plans for now. I know we've got it written down somewhere, don't we? There's a vampire guy, it looked like. And then the mushroom lady, and then the demon guy. I don't really remember who else. But yeah.
There's Onslaught, who was a powerful general in Pip's world, apparently. He belongs, or he's from plane of undeath.
Okay.
Then there's obviously Kurialsu. I think there's this name I cannot pronounce. Thanks, Sylvia. Shadowfell. And then from the Feywild, a non-dragon. I think what is interesting is that Coravellium could be an ally. Coravellium is a dragon. I know they were a general in your plane, but in ours, they've refused to help Sandax.
I thought Corvellium was dead.
Here, but not in the Feywild. Not according to this note. But maybe this note was written before Coravellium was slain. There's no dates in here.
I mean, that is
well, pointing to Pip,
complicated.
it also maybe doesn't matter, like, with time,
it's
depending on
unfortunate.
which...
It's difficult to predict. It seems there are quite a lot of differences, so we can only really act with the information we have.
Yeah, there are differences, but it does feel like Sendax is about doing a similar thing over multiple realities, realms. What do you call those? Is it just trying multiple times to see when it works.
Is
How
he
does it-
aware of multiples? I don't know.
I thought it was a whole thing where if you make a different decision or something different happens, then there's another copy or something like that.
The Sturge effect.
And it splits off. The what effect?
The Sturge effect. Every flap of a Sturge's wings goes out and has effects.
Sure. What's a sturge?
It's a little flappy bat mosquito in Dungeons and
Mosquito
Dragons.
bat thing.
Oh,
You
right,
know.
right. Okay, yeah.
Yeesh.
I see.
Have you played Curse Dragon? Come on.
Idiot!
I was thinking
mean,
a bird.
Do we think that he could be trying to accrue power across the different worlds?
Maybe. He wants to unify everything, right?
Listen, if you're gonna eat an elephant, you've got to start just one bite at a time. So I can't focus on like if he's trying to unite all the others of himself or the other worlds or whatever. We gotta nope. I can't do anything about that. But I can maybe keep a dragon that was a source of a drug that was a big part of the plan maybe a little safer in a fortress. So I'm gonna try and do that.
Sounds good. And we could, in the meantime, let the alchemist know about the progress.
What alchemist?
The one from the warehouse. The illusory Greek thing.
Oh, I see. I thought we had done that.
No.
It's been an interesting last 24 hours.
Did we not tell the guy about his crick?
No.
Alright.
Not yet, because plot kept happening.
No, we can't go anywhere until we receive a visit from the authorities, lest they suspect we're trying to run away.
Okay. So what's the plan? So we go. Wait, we should tell that guy about the Greek thing, and then we gotta go find this giant. Right?
Is it okay if I stop off at a blacksmith on the way?
Yeah.
Obsidian, I think the cloak might be ready by now. You can pick that up.
What sort of blacksmith do you need?
Just one who'd have a dagger. It's nice to have one in case of an emergency.
You all hear a quick, sharp whistle. Obsidian, you see Hubris is stood up on the balcony and looks directly at you and gives like a over their shoulder as you see Grimes and a couple of other guards step in.
All right.
Up the balcony.
Obsidian will pull out a dagger quickly and just push it towards Pip. And well, I would. You know what? I'm glad. It's now your problem to make Harrison change it into the proper thing.
What do you mean?
What?
Because it's a +1 now. It's the dragon fang thingy.
Okay.
You've already got that as a +1 in your inventory.
Yeah, but shouldn't it be the dragon fang something, or is it just supposed to be the +1 dagger? Is that all of it?
I know I made it 'cause I remember typing up the thing about. Unless I put it, I've even written it in crafting.
Because
and
I think I got just a generic +1 dagger, and you mentioned that it will
I thought
be
we had
amended
that
to a
sorted out. No.
thing.
Okay, it's not amended, but it is in my list of inventory, and I've now added it to your inventory. Oh, you just sent it over. Okay, send that over to Pip then. But yeah, you
Okay.
should now have. Well, that's interesting. I've dragged it into your inventory, but it hasn't done it. Does it need to be unlocked?
Shouldn't be.
Green Dragon Claw. There it is.
Okay.
That's odd. I'm not sure
Well,
why,
I'll
but-
send this one to Pip as well.
Yeah, it's delete before one, Pip. Yeah, so Grimes comes in. A couple of guards lingering on the balcony at the back, and one of his plated lieutenants having fallen down a few steps. And he just grabs another chair, pulls it over from a table, and because this always has to happen in my campaign, he does Riker sit, even though it's very against his nature. Morning.
So it is.
What's our plan for the day? Are we off anywhere nice?
Well, we
Have you been to the Firecamp Mansion?
We have. Your words seem true enough. A few interesting things. A few leads we're following up with this jeweler. I thought you'd like to know that Janos's body has been taken to his order hall. And they'll be performing his rites today if you wish to attend and pay your respects.
I do.
Who are you?
Oh,
This is
hello.
Pip.
My name's Pip. Pleasure to meet you. What was your name?
And he leans forward and just sort of really seems to focus on Pip for a second.
Not an illusion to be found.
Yeah. So, when Angabora told me, I did think there was a chance that this was some glamour. So
Nope,
your
just
brother's
me.
truly. You look a little bit sorry. So your brother's gone then.
Out of reach, yes.
And what will you
I
do?
don't
if
think
gets
he
in
will show
touch?
his face here. Sorry?
And what will you do if he does get in touch?
I don't fucking know.
I plan to break him.
How so?
Physically.
Well, if you leave enough for me to slap some manacles on, I'd appreciate it.
I doubt that he will show his face here again. He's got bigger plans. Unfortunately, Janos got in the way of them.
That was his way. Well, as long as it feels that you keep popping up in things, once again I find myself at the end of my involvement with you for the time being. There's nothing there to suggest you were involved, other than being present. There's enough documentation to keep us busy following other leads. Janos was prudent with his note keeping. So, and he leans over and just picks up a bit of toast out of one of the things and just like picks it up with him and says, "How about your business then?"
What will you do with the estate? Did he leave a will behind? Wishes?
If he did, the order hall will be dealing with it. Police, not probate. And then, yeah, he takes a few steps away and sort of looks back for a moment, looks at you and steps back over, takes a second piece of toast. Good day.
Good day. Are you sure you don't mind me having this obsidian? It looks rather fancy.
It might be.
Well, I'll hang on to it, but if you need it, just let me know. And he'll take it off the table and be like, I presume it's probably in like a sheath or something. So he'll take it out and be like, hello, dagger.
You're talking to the dagger.
Hello. Do I need to say some kind of command word to awaken it?
Mhm.
What do you mean awaken it?
It's not saying anything.
Do they typically speak to you?
Well, yes.
And
Did your
how
old
many,
dagger speak to you?
Yes.
how many speaking daggers did you have?
Well, I only have the one, but
Hmm.
any dagger will do.
Clearly not. This one's not speaking back to you.
Is it dead?
Do all weapons speak?
Yes, I believe so. Or they should. This is like a it's like a corpse.
No, it is made of inorganic material.
Yes,
In
but
this plane,
forged into something greater.
yes, but still inanimate.
So they never talk?
Thankfully, no. They typically do not.
Oh.
It would
How
be rather
nice.
loud for me.
I mean,
Well, I guess
I've
that
heard
means
of
it's
like
not.
cursed swords that'll talk to you, but it's never a good thing.
Oh.
That does sound like a proper word for it.
Well, it'll take some getting used to, but at least it's not like dead or anything.
I
It's
mean,
most
it
certainly
is.
not that.
That one is specifically a part of a corpse, yes.
Part of a corpse.
Mhm.
Which part?
A claw of a beast that we fell.
Oh, I see. Like ivory, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's just for emergencies anyway.
Would you rather have steel one?
Well, I mean, it's all the same, really. It's just
Right.
the occasional poking of things, or cutting of wire, or whatever. And
It will cut wire well.
he will loop it into his belt. How strange.
What kind of things does a dagger say?
I mean, I suppose it depends on the individual. Some are more like, "Oh, hello, it's nice to that you're using me again," and then others are more like, "Let's stab some things."
Do you name them?
Oh yes.
Do they get
I mean, it would only be right to name something that's sentient.
what
Did
happens
they
when you
name
sharpen
themselves
them?
then?
Does it hurt them?
I don't believe so.
Do they
So
name
you-
themselves or not?
Do they what?
Do they name themselves?
That's a good question. I don't recall my dagger telling me its name, but I think.
Hmm.
I mean, I suppose it also depends if they've had multiple owners. I don't know if they name themselves. I once knew a man who had a sword that was always asking to kill some evil today.
Sounds honestly like a really awesome sword to
As long
have.
as you wield it for good, I suppose that's fine.
So you lost the talking dagger at some point between your travels between universes and timelines.
Well, yes, but it's unfortunate, but these things happen. But yeah, I mean, I suppose so.
And you don't know where or what you used it for.
I mean, there were quite a lot of undead in Waters Deep, but I don't really remember a whole lot before reading the scroll. There was kind of when I read the scroll, I remembered reading the scroll, and then there was like a rushing noise, a huge. It sounded like an explosion almost. Everything was white, and then I woke up on the floor with somebody staring at me. But most of the city was in ruins when we entered it, so I did have to, you know, poke a few monstrosities.
Well, maybe we can enchant the dagger, say your name, and maybe that will make you feel better. Seems we're free to wander around.
It would seem so. We can tell the blacksmith about the talking daggers. I'm sure he will be amused. Who knows, maybe he can make one actually. Will probably cost you. Everything costs.
Well, it's the city of coin after all.
It is.
Well, before we go anywhere, and he will, from his backpack, unhook a large hunting trap, which is strapped to the side of it off the floor, and heave it onto the table. I was thinking, Obsidian, maybe you would like to hang on to this. Frankly, I can barely carry it.
Does it talk?
It does not,
Good.
and it never did.
I will add it to the other one. They'll have a friend.
Oh, you have another one. Wow. Easy peasy for someone as strong as you, I suppose.
How big is this trap?
It's pretty big. It weighs 25 pounds.
Jesus. It was a
Where
bear
was
trap.
he
It's like a solid iron bear trap, basically.
He's got like a full backpack, and then on one side is a lantern and a coil of rope. On the other side is hefted a hunting trap.
That's awful for his hip. Awful. I'll have to compensate for that. It should be centered.
Oh, poor Pip's hips. Oh
Hops
yeah,
and
he's carrying a lot of stuff. I was almost over encumbered.
Okay.
Well, there's somewhere I want to go, and then I'm going to go and pay tribute to Janus's body, and death and life and whatever.
I guess I need to find that guy. Tell him that the Greek was an illusion. Or whatever.
Where you want to go before the temple?
Before or after? I like to go CIF. It can be after.
Pip and
I don't know when
Obsidian? What are your plans?
Oh, do we spread out then?
I don't know. I'm just if you all want to rove together, that's always more fun for a session.
Pip has no specific plans. All he needs to do is get a dagger, so he would tag along with someone that's probably not Sirey.
You can tag
And
along with me.
preferably not Obsidian. Although Obsidian has done a nice thing for him, he did yesterday say, I don't like you. So he would lean towards following Asher.
Sure.
Do we need to roleplay mine out, or can I find the guy and just tell him?
Well, you also wanted to discuss a reward with him. He was talking about rewarding you with recipes, if you remember. So I
That's
think
right,
you might
that's
want to
right.
have some in-character influence in what sort of recipes you're getting.
Okay.
Yeah, Obsidian certainly would like to attend the business with the alchemists, but
So,
also is slightly interested in what Sira's doing, especially those that
we can do
corpse
a
attendants.
tour then. So we can go alchemists, blacksmiths, Ayash, Order Hall.
Well, unless Sira just wants to head out.
No, Siri will come except for the Ayash. For that, I'll go later. Maybe I'll go after the burial. I'm not sure if it's at night or if I'll go tomorrow or whatever. But I'm certainly not taking the group to Ayash.
Okay, certainly not taking the group to Ayash.
Certainly not.
Rude.
Still no eye contact with Peep. Like, absolutely no eye contact. Like, when she looks at him, she might kind of like look at like the nose or the cheeks or maybe like whatever color. Just not the eyes.
She knows she'll get sucked into those big brown eyes.
Disney Brown.
Disney Brown. Good grief. Some big fireworks going off here.
It's like the fucking Blitz out there. It's crazy.
Oh, it's remember.
Yeah, it's 5th of November.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
Bonfire Night.
I forgot.
You walk out there and the whole sky is orange, everything's smoky, there's just sounds of like fireworks everywhere. The bonfire
that's
down
just
the
Saturday
street
night.
is giant.
How's Dogo? Dogo okay?
I've never,
Oh, yeah,
there has
Dogo
never
doesn't
been.
care.
If she was deaf, she couldn't be less arsed.
Yeah.
Good.
She's
Well, better than the
She's
alternative.
She's used to the sounds of gunfire and explosions constantly.
Fair.
So you find yourselves approaching a building with a constant chug of coloured smoke coming out of the ceiling.
Ooh. New map. Ooh.
Hello.
And inside this large store, you see lots of things sort of shimmering with obvious magical protection and enchantments, but you're able to see elixirs just on shelves in glass cases, and then behind the counter with some freshened up art. Now he's a real person. You see the same, even though the art is different, the very same short figure who spoke to you in the not Broken Tusk, but World of Warcraft. In the tavern, whose name I have forgotten. I need to.
So did I.
Now.
Oh my God, there's
I
so
can
many
go
potions.
find it. Hold on, I've got it. Wilfred Fizzlebang.
Salutations! How fares your business?
Oh, I love your shop.
Oh, well, Harengan!
Hello.
Good afternoon. What brings you all into my establishment? Good news.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but you sent us on a job.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's what brings us here.
Force of habit used to reading the same lines off, and sometimes it's just muscle memory takes over, and I find myself saying things bit of you know, I don't need to say, but please, yes. What brings you? Were your ventures successful? Is my warehouse no longer
Yeah.
infested?
So, turns out that Grick was an illusion.
Preposterous!
Set up by some local banditry, perhaps, you know, in an attempt to scare you away, get you to give up on your business.
Oh, well, I mean, that's likely things to have
They could-
happened. Why, I've fallen
Have
foul
you
of
had,
their thuggery.
Have you been recently offered to have your warehouse purchased
Oh,
by a certain
yes.
prince?
Yes. He was very polite about my refusal, though.
Not quite as polite as you think.
I mean, all signs point to him being the one behind it.
And he put a Grick ghost in my warehouse?
Illusion.
Well, if you're only alluding to it, you shouldn't be here on evidence.
I'm sorry?
You said that's you're alluding to it.
No. The Grick was like an illusion, like a magical illusion.
Oh.
Yeah, not a ghost. That's a whole different.
Well, how do we get rid of it?
Did we get rid
Actually,
of it?
couldn't you just say that
Work
that
around
there's
it?
no, just say that there's a magical effect within your warehouse put in there by someone. Don't the caped, cowled?
Oh, yes, we could have.
Or keep it as a deterrent.
Business has been. Oh, if I know it's not real, and it can't harm me, but it would scare potential burglars.
Well, it will likely scare you whenever you go there, though. It does appear rather rapidly. Not sure you can change that.
Yes, but it's a mastery of a mind, isn't it? If I know it's not real, and people
Yes.
will learn about it, and then know that
Muscle
I go in
memory.
there. Yeah, yes. And then if someone does get scared away, and then sees me going in there brazenly and going in and out conducting my business, people will think I'm ever so strapping.
Speaking of others, I think it warrants mentioning that we have been accosted by several thugs as well while leaving the warehouse.
How did
They
you
have
fall?
been dispatched.
With great violence, or did you bribe them?
With great violence.
Yeah, we did have to inform the constabulary as
Oh.
well as a result.
Oh,
They took one of them.
very good.
I think the Prince of Trade is really keen on your warehouse.
And half the air.
Perhaps, sure, I am no business advisor. But if it's just a warehouse you want, you could extract a pretty penny from him. And
That warehouse has been in my family for, half a generation.
then you might want to invest in some security.
Well, it seems that he's invested in it for me now, but yes. If I know it isn't real, he also knows it isn't real, so...
He might
Yes.
come back, though, with a more direct approach. I'm
think
just letting you
not.
know.
I'm taking matters into my own hands. I will be conducting a strongly worded letter, which I will deliver to his secretary, and I imagine that'll be that. I'm quite the dandy with a pen. You have your swords, I have my compelling arguments. I will explain why this isn't a done thing.
And yet people will find ways to break your heart. Just be careful, friend, okay? You're dealing with a man who has a desire Sometimes men with strong desires do whatever it takes. We've got your back.
I will. They thank you. On to the matter of payment, I believe, if my memory serves, we discussed not payment in potion, but payment in recipe, yes?
Yes.
Right. So, what manner of potion would you care for? I can give you a recipe for brewing an elixir of resistance, which will, based on slight variations of the recipe, will allow you to shrug off portions of damage of particular elemental and metaphysical types, or I can just help you make a good old healing potion.
The resistance one sounds actually great.
Yes?
Yeah, and you can modify it to suit.
Yes. So the base of the potion is mostly the same, but then depending on ingredients that are added to it will allow it to have different resistances. The brewing is almost the same. It takes. It's normally something I set brewing overnight. It takes about 8 hours to brew, which is so many potions take around 8 hours to brew. It's very unusual. But yes, I can. I sort of goes to a certain page in the book and then gets another sheet and starts transposing a recipe. And yeah, I'll give you the specific ingredients later because I'll need to make a variation for every elemental type. But yeah, put in your inventory for me, and or put in the to-do channel for me, recipe of potion of resistance.
Potion of resistance. Cool.
Oh, that's marvelous. Anything else I can do for you while you're here, or?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to just take a look at your stock.
Yes, well, by all means,
yeah.
by all means. The ones on the shelves, and sort of points to the shelves around the room, they're all just oils. We can't
Alright.
leave the good things out just to be grabbed and dashed, so fancy bottles with bright coloured liquids in. The dangerous stuff is in the back. I bring that out like a fine jewellery store. You don't leave
Smart.
the stealable stuff in grabbing reach.
Alright.
The labels are all accurate though. So.
Yeah. Jim, what kind of potions am I seeing here for sale?
All sorts of like uncommon level potions, like some weapon oils, very minor healing potions, antidotes, a potion of vaulting and leaping. You see, there's a couple of potions
Leaping,
of water
you
breathing.
say?
Asks.
Definitely get some more potions of healing. I don't suppose you run a friend's discount for your healing potions?
Not every time. It'll put me out of business. But today I can sell you some healing potions for 40, as opposed to 50. I have. Just takes a quick stock book out. My stock has been affected by the not so grick, but I do have 4 potions of healing in stock at the moment.
I'll take them
All
Do you want to split that cost?
if you wish.
I'll pay for 2.
Oh, 160 is such an awkward number. Let's just call it 150, yes?
I'll return 5.
That's basically buy 3, get 1 free. Oh! Yeah, increase your number of healing potions by 3. Remove 150 gold from the party inventory, please. Or however you're doing it.
No, I
much is,
removed.
Do we still have money in the party inventory? No.
I removed 75 from myself.
How much is an
Oh, we do have-
antidote? There's 800 in there.
But it disappeared with Atticus.
No, it
You
didn't.
said
It's still
they're
there.
all
800.
Uncommon, right?
Yeah.
Can I pick up a potion of water breathing, please?
Yes.
So I think both Pip and Asher can add 1 potion of healing to their equipment.
Oh, you give me a potion of healing?
My
Yeah,
god,
I
it's your
thi- I-
birthday, Tip.
I reckon I'd spread them around. Just
Oh,
4 of us.
That's very generous. I do have a couple, so maybe you should hold on to it.
What is a couple?
I have 2 potions of healing.
A potion of water
So
breathing,
literal.
Asher, is 300 gold.
Say what?
300 gold.
Damn
you
these sane magical item prices.
I love the look of abject fucking disgust on Lucas' face. Just...
Well, yeah. Alright. Never mind. I would not buy it at that price.
Oh, okay.
Did you say that there's an antidote? How much is an antidote?
It's not on my list here, but it is the standard. Where are we? Ba-da-ba-ba.
How's Asher with potions of healing?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
And did you take
Dobson's
one now?
50 as well.
I've got a potion of healing and one of my experimental potions
Okay.
of healing.
Did you add 1 now or not yet?
I haven't added one yet, no.
So
Add another one.
do it.
Am I giving Pip a 50 gold antitoxin?
Advantage on saves against poison.
Did shit.
I don't want it.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? That like it doesn't cure a poison effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something root, I think, if I recall correctly, but that might be a Mercer thing. I remember there was an item that lets you clear poison, but
Oh.
not sure of the source.
I'm fine for now, thank you.
Oh, very well, very well.
I don't suppose you deal in inks. Magical ink.
I have certain oils, but not the inks for transcribing spells.
No, I heard of such inks that can be imbued in the body for an effect, for a temporary effect.
Oh, look, like a tattooist. And his eyes
Yes.
like, go to any sort of like visible ink. There is the phylactery, not far away from here. Ayesh there does.
I'm aware.
Asher, you would also be aware. You would recognise that name and that place as you've been there as well.
Yes.
Like, well, very well. It seems you're already well versed. That is the place where you're most likely to find such inks.
I was wondering where she got her inks from.
I could say possibly a couple of places. I know that.
I've heard of a Tolgerius.
Yes, I believe that he sells inks and Castaway, Agrippa over at Castaway, I believe sells them. Though make sure you got some coffee in you before you go over there. That's all I'll say about that. But yes, anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that's
Thank you very much.
me.
Goodbye. And thank you again for your help.
Thank you.
So just to close the healing potion thing, how's Sira standing with them?
I've got enough. Got 3.
Okay, with the 1 you bought now. Or did you buy 2? So you bought 2 and you got 2 for yourself?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I guess all of them are spread out then. Because I got 1, you got 2, and then Asher 1. Cool. Good.
Okay. Do we move on to the Forge of Legends.
Yes?
Always happy to.
Yeah, we find ourselves at the Forge, where
Mhm.
Cromwell has opened back up. He had been closing. Yeah, but the doors have been closed while you'd heard him working away. And yeah, he looks up at Sidian and gives you a nod. Remind me what you're expecting to be collecting today from him.
The cloak, I believe, of dragon.
Which you have paid for in full up front, haven't you?
Indeed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have
He,
agreed upon everything.
He stands and reveals a cloak that had been hung in the back. You see the undeniable quality of the craftsmanship. Pip, you immediately notice that it seems to be made almost entirely of the clasps of dragon scale.
Oh my. Is that dragon hide?
So it is. Just like your dagger is of
Oh,
a dragon's
dragon.
fang.
Wow.
Same beast.
Chromatic,
Try-
I hope.
Oh, you
It's
can see the
very
color,
cool.
surely. And he will also just like tap the belt.
I suppose I was worried might have been emerald or something. Are they blanket evil or like one way or the other? Gem dragons?
Well, this one was.
Okay.
Was that in a book? Is that? I couldn't tell if that was in or out of character.
Out of character, like gem drag, like I know,
I'm
chromatic
sure there are
dragons
evil,
are evil,
gold
right?
dragons. I'm sure there's good black dragons. How very dare you?
Just how like all orcs are evil, right? You know, historically speaking.
I think in lore the gems are considered very neutral
Fair enough.
to balance out the.
I was just
Assumed
worried.
good.
Don't want us to lose any potential allies when we need as many as we can find. But of course, no matter.
Right. Oh, and you wanted to. Or did you want to mention the talking weapons?
Cromwell
Have you.
immediately looks up from what he's doing with a very stony expression.
Have you heard of such or crafted any in the past? This one claims to have met at least one, and presumably far more.
I have encountered one. I would not care to encounter it again.
Oh,
I see.
so quite a rarity then, but it does exist. Most curious.
They do, though they are very rare. Normally when an
Good.
adventurer is trapped with an accursed weapon is the most common sort. Sometimes a supposedly great magician will try to create life in a weapon. They are almost always, very often cursed, very often short-lived, but almost always insufferably annoying.
Oh my. Well, in that case, I guess I don't hope I encounter one. Do you think it's something that you could create?
Blessedly no. My
No,
father,
no matter.
my father repaired one once. Thing was chattering away for days. Incessant. They don't need to breathe. They don't get tired. They don't need to stop and eat. It just talked and riddled and giggled.
Nice to have someone to talk to, though.
He returns to his work, clearly troubled by the memories.
Oh, anyway, just a matter of curiosity. Thank you very much.
Good day.
Oh. Another piece of fine work. I'm very grateful.
If you find yourself coming across any more, you know where I am. Although if this rate of business you're bringing me continues, I may need to consider alternative establishments.
We'll see what we can do. Planning to take down a giant now, so...
Are we? I thought we were just getting some keys out of her.
Well... Do you reckon the keys will be just handed over? Or?
I reckon nothing.
I mean, ideally,
wow.
yeah.
I'm expecting it to end in violence, so... Anything to take off of a giant, I don't presume so. But...
Alchemist business, normally giants, but if you can get a good arm or leg bone, I can make one hell of a maul for you.
Interesting. I'll keep that in mind. There have been people sent for the remains of the dragon. We got the bone you mentioned that we weren't able to get even if we wanted to, really. Perhaps that will be, at some point, it will find a way to your establishment.
Come and inform me before you carry it here. This is only the smaller establishment I made for myself. I think if we're going to be doing great work together, I will need to reopen my father's forge.
We'll see how it goes when it comes into the city. Surely the guild itself will be keeping it. I presume they have means.
Very well.
Good. I'll leave you to your work then.
Good day to you.
Hope to have a reason to visit soon.
As do I. The work has been rewarding. Not just financially. It is good to be able to see myself approaching from afar still the worthy works of my forebears instead of pissing horseshoes.
Glad to be a part of it.
May return
Come
to
on.
his work.
Come on.
Oh,
Your plate is exquisite. Sorry, you can finish drinking. I didn't mean to choke you.
I'm glad you think so.
If anything, it understandably makes a noise as I try to move around. Do you know of a material that would be just as protective but more silent that I could keep my eyes on in the future?
Mithril would be the only thing really. Elf metal.
Where does one find such things?
The deepest mines, faraway markets, falling stars on the rare occasion that Toril sends such a gift. They say that, I sort of point over to Obsidian. They say that larger, more powerful dragons hoard mithril. Either way, it is not something you will find knocking door to door or trudging around Walkeen's promenade.
I imagine. It's good to know at least the name of the thing that I am looking for. Thank you.
Yeah. Once again returns to work.
I believe this was meant to be yours, Asha. Is that what we decided?
The cloak, right?
Mm.
Yeah, we had him build in a bunch of pockets.
Yeah.
So cute.
Because I'm constantly squirreling ingredients and things like that away.
Yeah, just ingredients. That's why you keep away. That's why you need pockets. Ingredients. Mm.
Sure. Where do I have, can we send that to me?
Yeah, it's in Obsidian's inventory because I forgot.
Oh, is it?
You
Okay.
can forward it
Yeah,
over.
sure. Not a problem.
And then are you all making your way over to the Order of a Radiant Heart? Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I will purchase some flowers on the way. Like,
Deeply offensive in Athkatlan culture, but okay.
well, that's so just in character.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you arrive, going through the temple district, you turn towards a building that you'd seen from a distance before, a very ornate knightly hall, but you'd mysteriously felt no reason to visit until now.
Oh, it has a map. Oh, Atticus, this could have been your home. Been your bags.
It couldn't. It didn't get finished for the last week.
Not crying out loud. All right.
Is the roof showing for you all on the map?
Yes.
Yeah, for some reason on the stream view, but it's not. Yeah, it opens up into a large hall where there are a number of people either at work, study, prayer, some of them clearly in more like prelate or like squire gear, others heavily plated. But yes, this large knightly hall opens up to you, and I'm going to hide the bloody roof.
Hey, Thanos' glove.
You would know that to be the sigil of Torm. So where's Pip invisible?
I would. Yes, I would.
You're
So,
muted, I believe, Monkey.
Sorry, I must have been muted also when I said Pip will hang back and stay outside.
Oh,
He's
okay.
not going to go
Asher
in
was
with him.
hanging back by the entrance, so if I see you staying outside, then I'll wait with you.
Yes, I didn't really know the man, and doesn't really feel appropriate, you know.
Yeah, the only time I met him, the other you tried to kill him, and it was a whole mess. And we basically
dear, oh dear.
ransacked his place. So I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I mean, I know it wasn't me, but I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, it wasn't you. You know, you can't. It wasn't you. You know, like I know it's other you, so it's probably kind of weird, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Siri, you see a few different people glance over at you in Obsidian, and there is clear recognition. And from some of the looks that you get, that you know that you are known by your appearance here, and that your association with Janos's death is probably known. And people, just look at you, and then almost involuntarily glance up towards the top, the far end of the room, where you see there is some sort of gathering taking place at some sort of meeting at a table.
I will make my way with my head held, not in a arrogant pose, but certainly in a someone who's at peace with himself pose. We're gonna get our ass kicked.
A couple of knights with large shields to sort of step up the steps as you approach the upper table, and you hear a woman's voice sort of muffled inside one of the helmets. She'll be like, "The prelate is in a meeting. What is
We
your
are here to
business?"
pay our respects to Janos Farkam.
Indeed. I would ask how you knew him, but we all know that already. Step back. I will inform the prelate you are here. And it's close enough that clearly you have no doubt that everyone at that table heard the full exchange anyway. It was a bit more of a ceremonial, I will inform the prelate. Jade elephant. I don't understand what that comment is in our chat.
One of the cases has appears to have a statue of a green elephant, which I'm pretty sure was a loot item at some point. A broken trunk of a jade elephant.
Or so many mad maps have a jade elephant in. It's an ongoing. It's Alex made this map, but it's an Alex Easter egg. Also a huge plot item. So the older man sat at the table, which seems a bit of a hush meeting. Sire, with your passive perception, I'll give to you that you definitely noticed as you approached, the younger man with blonde hair leant over the table and folded a map or a document over to make sure it couldn't be seen by you. You may recognize the man. He's a young paladin who had confrontation with Atticus in the Copper Coronet, Uldoris Goldshard. Also at the table, an older knight in only half sort of armour now. His gear is clearly becoming more ceremonial or comfortable in his old age, but he clearly holds authority and respect here. And he looks over and just gives you a very, not an unkind look, but a very long, very direct, very piercing stare for a good 10-20 seconds before he seems to snap back, his attention return to the conversation. So, I believe we shall conclude this later. Sir Goldshard, with me. And as he stands, the others all stand and return to their business.
I'm sure there's a ceremonial way to address these people that our father would have made us very aware.
Just that he's clearly the prelate and respectfully
Yeah,
referred
but
to
I
as
don't
the
know.
prelate.
The problem.
It is a strange thing to say, I know, but you have the look of your father.
Some things I've learned.
Indeed. And yet some things are not. Where is your brother?
Out of my reach. Out of everyone's reach.
That will remain to be seen. Why are you here?
First and foremost, pay my respects to a good and righteous man, whose death came early and partly due to my actions. And second is to appeal to you. Janos was part of something bigger that he didn't even know. Something my companions and I stumbled upon. Something that is bigger than all of us. And is going to take all of us to try to stop.
You see the prelate looking at you, clearly taking you seriously, nodding and waiting for more. You see Uldorus stood slightly behind him, gives such an Atticus scoff and roll of the eyes. You very much see a reflection of your brother in this dickhead. But yeah, the prelate seems to not notice that.
He wishes he was like Atticus.
Go on.
The demonic entity that Janos kept engaged, he's a lieutenant to a dragon who is about to pledge himself to an even more powerful one. One that has already conquered realms in a different version of reality.
You see a look of what?
Prelate, I don't understand it either.
Who is the dragon that Gornak served?
A dragon by the name of Kurigalsu who should have been slain in this plane, but made a deal and yet
Indeed.
remains in the infernal plane.
And yeah, you become aware that you're definitely drawing a bit of a crowd who are barely concealing their nosiness.
We serve the same goals, the same ideals, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. I failed Janos in that ideal, and yet I am pledged to it.
So you commit yourself to finding and destroying this dragon?
That dragon and any other dragon that seeks to enslave those who would be enslaved.
And what would you do if confronted by your brother? Would you bring your brother to justice?
Struggle with the idea that my brother is the same individual that serves this Kurigalsu. What I can promise you is that I will never be fooled by him again.
Harsh familiar lessons seem to fall upon you often. I do not envy
He
you
looks
for
to the
this.
floor. I have an unyielding debt of gratitude towards Bandrin Gladstone. And this drives me. I can save his son, I will try. If his son is no longer, then I will put him out of his misery.
Good. That'll be more difficult than killing a dragon.
I pray the gods are not so cruel to bestow this fate upon me. If there is any actions you would find the Radiant Order could use an ally in, please let us know.
Sir Doris. Take Lady Gladstone to see Sir Kit. Have him give her father's brooch. And old Doris. Again, you see that he doesn't seem happy about it, but when he speaks and the prelate hears him, it's nothing but, respect. Of course, Prelate Wissail. With me, Lady Gladstone. I'll take you to Sir Kit.
Ooh, map, yo. Damn.
Sir Kit. The prelate asks that you give this woman Vandrin Gladstone's brooch. Yeah, the large warforged. His armour seems to have deliberately been bulked out in places that give the impression of wearing plate, even though he is himself wearing plate. And there's just a slight sort of whirring and sort of like gear clicking noise in his throat as he nods and turns to open several drawers and cupboards with a fast mechanical, almost sorting speed before he brings out a brooch in an envelope. And it is a brooch with the gauntlet of Torm, with a very slight bit of gold filigree, which he holds out in the centre of a very large metal hand.
This was not meant for me. She'll take it. Odurus, I'd like to cover the costs of Janos's burial here. Would you help me do that? Or donate the equivalent amount to a charity?
If you want to donate to the order or to a local orphanarium, you can. I believe the old man's funeral ran up costs of around 300.
Good. She's gonna give him. What's the equivalent in platinum?
30?
30? I'll do that.
You have 30 platinum? Good God.
I've got 50.
Nice. And like you see, maybe an insight check.
She's got none. I'm coming. Inside. $14.
Yeah, that's enough. He looks a bit like almost gog-eyed for a moment with this, but then like he glances at Sir Kit being there as well, and is like, Sir Kit, will you add this to the coffers? I inform Prelate Westlin. And yeah, Sir Kit nods. Anything else?
Nothing you probably don't know already, but just to be safe. There was a lot of books on demonology and probably other very important things in Janos's mansion that should probably not fall into the wrong hands.
My understanding is the guards have already taken anything that was suspect, and then some things they've brought here for discussion with the prelate. It's all very much in our hands now.
Thank you. She has left the flowers sort of somewhere appropriate. Will there be some sort of resting place?
He'll be interred beneath the stones here. You'll see there are occasionally plaques dotted around, which are an abbey. Probably next to his father and grandfather, bit of a family plot going on. The fire cams being such a famous and renowned line, of course.
If there's any need, you can find me at the Adventurers Guild.
Very well.
And she just starts to get away.
Yeah. As you leave the order hall behind you and head back into the city, shall we take our break there and come back in 10:15?
Yup.
Right. We will be back. Approaching a building that Asher you recognise as well. Ciro, take the lead.
Well, I was just gonna say that I caught up Asher with, and when I say Asher, I mean Asher, with just the conversation with the prelate, and suspecting that they had a map, maybe of some activity to do with Sendax, and that I've offered our help.
While you're catching me up, are you deliberately blanking Pip?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was
Not-
there, so
not
I heard
like-
the conversation.
Yeah, like it's not like a super, it's just there's a slight line between blanking and just not making an effort to involve them in the conversation, and it's more the latter. So it's not like a mean thing, it's just like
I was like, so the mean girl way. Okay. Okay, so you're just like
It's okay. I'm
trying
fine.
to pretend that he's not there.
no, I'm just talking to you instead of, you have a conversation and you make an effort to look at both people.
You're like
She's not doing that.
focusing on me.
Yeah, or the street, but just not Pip.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, I'm just I'm just gonna. Sorry. I'm just gonna go in here for. I mean, I don't know if you know this place. Yes, she's a tattoo artist, and I would like to.
I mean, I came here, a couple times back with you. I just
Oh.
chilled outside though. If you remember, but yeah, I remember this place.
Right. Well, I will catch you later, I guess.
Well, are you wanting to go in alone?
I mean,
You
if
can
you've
just chill
got,
here if you want.
well, if she has time, I was going to ask her to work on a piece. So it could take a while.
All right. Are you saying you want to? Here's the thing. I feel like a little nervous about us all splitting up right now. But like, if you think you'll be fine on your own, or like maybe Obsidian, you stay with her.
You don't need to go. I'm just well, and without finishing the sentence, she just steps in. She knocks and steps in.
You see, there's a man. I don't know if his name shows up. It does say thug, but I just wanted some sort of common man looking sort
Well,
of.
it doesn't give us the name anyways
that-
when we mouse over, so.
He's grimacing as Ayash is tracing a finger over his shoulder. And they both sort of pause for a moment and look up. A guy sort of just blinks tears from his eyes. Ayash sort of smiles with recognition at you, Sire, and then gives the same sort of smile with a bit of a double take to Asha when she sees her as well. I don't have any bookings today. Are you just a social visit?
Of the chance of unexpectedly spending some time in the city, but we're leaving probably soon, and she looks really confused at Asha because she's like kind of going like, you know her, I know what.
Yeah, Asher's in the kind of in between where the person inside is clearly like seeing her through the door and wave, and it's just like, do I fucking go in now? Just she'll like do a half step in. Hi.
Hi, did Rocco send you?
Oh no, I'm actually I'm good right now. Yeah. You good?
I'm good, I think, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yes, the pair of you come in. We'll be...
Oh, there's one. There's two more outside.
Okay, that's fine. They can pull up a mat if they want. Just point still over mat. My partner does yoga shops in here as well. When on the days where I'm not inking. And then, yeah, she just finishes off a small piece on this man's shoulder that just looks like it says mother. Goes through some aftercare with him and sends him off on his way not before he hands her a few gold pieces. And, yeah, off he goes. Sort of sees, coming out, bumps into Obsidian. Sees, like, the runes were filled in. It's like, oh, nice work, mate. Nice work. Big fan. Bit of that hurt you?
It did.
Yeah, I just had some work done myself. Yeah. Anyway, see you around. And he's like, he kept the prone status. He's just hovered around the city of this. Are Obsidian and Pip going in?
Obsidian keeps closing the door.
I mean, Obsidian doesn't feel the need to, but if Pip will go in, Obsidian probably will follow, because at that point...
I mean, it's not like the first time Obsidian would hang around outside like a weirdo. So I think Pip would probably stay outside, is not particularly interested in tattoos, but also doesn't really want to hang around what looks like a junkyard, nor be alone with Obsidian. So he's going to go in a little bit.
Yeah, Ayash sort of
Alright.
sort of sees Pip and is like, good afternoon. If you're looking for...
Just
Work.
following my friends.
I was going to say it late in the day and I'd need to make a full day appointment for you.
But that is something you can do?
Yes, but it would, we need to shave you. And then once it grows back in, you don't even know it was there. But obviously, if you're getting it done for yourself, that's fair enough. But many now get it for the sake of everybody else. Tattoos have lost meaning to a lot of people, but quickly points over to Siri. Not everybody. What can I do for you today?
I'm embarrassed it's late and I don't want to burden you. I thought about coming often for a different reason and now I don't know what to do. She's gonna bring out her notebook. My designs. They're mostly inspired by Kura. The patterns they do as they move.
You're quickly able to tell that you don't fully have her attention yet. She's just she's smiling at you, and she sort of smiles at you, smiles at Asher occasionally, seems to smile to herself more as if she's in on a joke that you're both not, and then's like, sorry, you were saying, your designs?
Is this about time? I can...
No, I find it funny that you're saying that the timing is not right and you've come at a bad time, and yet, in my experience, it is the world that always brings us together, those who walk our path at inconvenient times, and just gestures to both you and Asher. And here we are, three of us, at an inconvenient time. Very unlikely.
Yes. Well, even more inconvenient. Well, this design follows from work I did on my shoulder, and you see it's too far around my back, and I cannot do it myself. But that was before, and then she's gonna undo like the plate shoulder that she's carrying, and then there are these, and she points at the scars that Gortag left on her arm. When I tried inking them this morning, I thought the pain would help, you see, but I tried to ink them and ink would just vanish and disappear, and
It will.
and what?
It will, yes. This is fresh and this is demonic. You can feel it, can't you?
I can feel it, and I'm just trying to feel something else instead.
Normal ink.
Can you please make me feel something else instead?
Normal ink won't work. But we can do something about this. And as for saying an inconvenient time, or meaning to come sooner. It sounds like if you'd come here sooner, you would have had something done that was not meant to be. Now you need to be here, and so you are here. You are meant to be here now. That the three of us are here proves this. What I think will be harder to prize out, little courier, is why you are here now as well. Looking at Asha, but just sort of chuckles back to herself. But you don't talk about it, I know.
In Celestial, she'll whistle sing. He certainly does not talk to me about it.
And yeah, she whistle sings back, nor I. Celestial will overcome demonic, but the blood of angels and celestials is not a thing that you want to collect, I am sure. And so we make do with something else. Liquid fire. You have heard the old saying, combat a flame with a flame. And that's what we'll do here. Alchemist's fire. Simple alchemist's fire. Mix a very small portion into the ink. It will hurt, but you want it to hurt, I'm sure.
It would definitely be a relief.
And it will take. You can do it now if you want. It would not take long.
I'd like that very much.
It's tricky. It's tricky. I hope you don't mind. I will have a quick smoke before I do.
No, I don't mind.
And you see her reach into a drawer under the counter and pull out a similar sort of moss, which she rubs between her fingers for a moment, and it sparks up, and she takes a slow, gentle inhale of the fumes that come off it. Courtesy of a mutual friend.
Did I?
Have you before?
Would it make me stop feeling like this?
No.
For...
It helps with creativity, but it's not a stopper for what you're feeling. At least in my experience. Your marriage may vary, Asha.
Asher regrets her decision to come in here.
Oh yeah, she's just looking to Asha. I feel this is some. I do have some, but I feel this is. It's, I mean, I don't. It's not addictive, but it's something to be discussed amongst friends. I think, rather than given by your tattoo artist. I'm not a physician.
I don't understand. I don't follow.
Fire moss. It helps with creativity, and this is not a standard tattoo. I'll have to keep a steadier hand. Have to make sure not to go too deep, or I will burn you. And so for that creative edge, I occasionally turn to the moss. This is how I know Asha, through the doctor. You look uncomfortable, Asha.
Are you ill?
I just Sarah, it's just one of those ingredients that the constabulary weren't happy that I had.
It's perfectly legal in Callumshire and Icewind Dale.
Oh, I see, but not here.
It's because they can't tax it.
I certainly have nothing against your creativity. Asher.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I could really use a drink right now.
I've been using it for many decades, so I perhaps may be told. Asher, describe it in your words, if you will, and let Ciri make her own judgment. And while this conversation's going on, unless anyone's stopping her, she's gonna start prepping her
Yes,
materials and like your shoulder area.
I mean, you know, I'm sure it affects everyone differently. And really, you know, it can depend on like whether you're just inhaling a little or you know you're making a night of it. But so sometimes you just like when you're having a really hard day, it just kind of calms everything out down and like you know helps you focus, center, really. Yeah, but of course, again, you know, it can change. It can vary. Yeah, it's just something that helps. Helps. Mm-hmm.
Something that helps with unstopping thoughts that over and over in your mind that will not stop, that will make you want to scratch your skin until it bleeds. I would very much like some help with that.
Sometimes it's like it can help you feel like calm or numb. And then other
It
times,
sounds great.
other times you can almost focus too much on the things that you don't want to, but in the end, like, it's okay because it's like you're riding a train. And you're on this train, and the train is going through some places that you don't want to go, and you don't want to travel there, but it's okay because it's almost like you're being helped through there. And you have to travel through there, and you know you're not gonna like it, but it's like forcing you to look at things that you don't like to look at. But eventually the train passes through, and you're on the other side.
I don't even know what the other side looks like.
Yeah, like they have
God damn it, Obsidian.
in Sharn.
Ayesh starts working while you're talking. It is a deep burn.
Has her name
This is-
been mentioned?
That's what, sorry?
Has
Ayesh?
Ayesh's name been mentioned at some point,
Yeah.
or is it on the scroll?
Yeah. Is this the arm? Is this like the scars? She's working on the scars. Yeah. Ah, shit, I've never been on the other side of that train. Or rail.
Carriage.
Or carriage.
Caravan, yeah.
Steam trains exist, don't they?
In Mechanus, maybe. Never went to Baldur's Gate in 30 minutes.
Listen. Siri, and don't make any sudden movements because you're getting work done. But you're not a very calm individual. So if you were to suddenly just start trying to solve things that are emotionally uncomfortable for you with the use of certain ingredients, one worries that maybe you wouldn't have any chill about it. which can be, you know, a lot of people develop habits that they then use as a coping mechanism, and so I just like as
She's talking about addicts.
as your friend, I would just say, you know, proceed with caution and mindfulness. There's no cure-all for your problems.
That really hurts.
Yeah, it very much hurts. Make a Constitution saving throw.
So, Ayesh, I noticed you speak Celestial.
I do speak Celestial.
And Pip will respond by singing. He will. It kind of sounds like he's singing like kind of operatically, or like it's a church choir singing in Latin or something. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good either. And he will respond in Celestial. So, are you an Asimar like Sire? And yeah, to those who speak Celestial, they recognize it as Celestial, although it sounds like someone who it's not their native language and they have a strong accent.
So, that is quite proficient. Yes, I am an Asimar. Like Sire.
Not many of those around and about.
More than people think. Sire, it hurts a lot, it's painful, but you find yourself feeling like you can master it. You feel that it's not going to be insurmountable when you really knuckle down and grit your teeth. It kind of dulls a little bit, and you feel like you have felt pain that has felt less manageable than this. You become confident you can get through the experience, even though you can smell slightly the smoking of your own flesh.
There's a deep sense of comfort in the pain, and I think as the conversation continues and the experience of the two continues, then Sudha's gonna go to her happy place, which is kind of like a real deep, not well, close to hypnosis / meditation, where she's just hyper focusing on the physical pain in order to dull the emotional pain. Though it does not help to hear Broken Celestial. Because while she's trying to concentrate and dull the world around her, there's this horrid ache that she's felt since childhood. This Pip guy is just making it worse. But she goes really quiet as you guys continue chatting.
Yeah, and as Siri seemingly enters that sort of focus of that trance, Ayesh looks to Asher and just gives a slight chortle and seems we won't have to share our stashes today.
I mean, and I'm gonna double check that Sarah seems out of it. Seems she already has her own thing.
I know. I bet it doesn't cost as much.
True.
So she finishes, gives Siri a bit of a tap on the other shoulder, Hey, it's done. And you look down, you see the claw marks the path they were taken are now just solid Vanta black against your flesh. They are as black as black can be. So, hopefully, don't be like this for long. As it heals, it'll turn gold.
Gold.
Gold. The colour, not the metal.
Do they feel a bit different? You know, there was this dull ache you described.
Just a tightness.
Well, part of it feels burning.
Just
Yeah.
the same sort of tightness that you have after. There is still a bit of an ache, but not nearly as bad as it was. It's like, it will continue to hurt until it heals, and as it heals, the colour will change.
I appreciate your work, as always. And she'll settle the bill.
Only a gold. Good healing to you.
As she responds, Celestial. Thank you.
She turns to
Hope
Asher
to see you
and say,
soon.
you kept her talking since we found out why you were here.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to catch up with you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But
Say hi to Rocco for me.
yeah, honestly, once we well, I don't know when there'll be a normal time in the future, but we should do an actual proper catch up.
I will make the time.
Well, we've got a whole world to try and save, so you know.
One drawing at a time.
Alright, then I'll step out.
These activities have taken you most of the day. I assume you grabbed lunch at some point or just continuing on hungry. But yeah, the time approaches where you know that you were told you'd be getting information from Sul. Well, Sul, you'll be getting information from the guild, and you'll be finding the directions to where the giant Hestine can be found. Any last business you want to attend to before you return to the Adventurers Guild?
No.
Okay, I will take us to the guild. Sorting out.
Yeah, let's just have a conversation on the way to the guild meetings,
Go for
if
it.
possible. Just saying. Let's just saying. Let's just. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Asher over here just hoping for a nice silent walk.
In Celestial. But this is. It's not. It's. No, like I'm just gonna. Can we assume that like Obsidian kind of is just sort of keeping to himself for a moment? I'm just trying to grab Asher by her.
Yeah. Go on.
Just for a moment, I'm just grabbing her. Like I'm not physically grabbing her. I guess it is mostly my fault that you don't trust me and you don't want to open up to me. I must have done something. I don't know what that is.
Do you not know?
Could be so many things.
I mean, listen, personally have nothing against you. You know, like I feel like we make a pretty good team. You know, and again, like no judgment. But you know, it does seem like maybe you were and again, I'm not judging you at all, but you do seem to maybe be a former murderer / terrorist from a family of murderer / terrorists.
That's not true. That's not true. My family are not murderers or terrorists. My mother was an artist.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah,
My-
I mean, and again, I'm not trying, you know, what's the Faerun version of like, all God's children, just
All Io's children.
yeah, all Io's children, you know, like, I'm not trying to judge.
You say that, but you don't mean it.
It's,
You look
it's
at me
hard
and
to
you see a murder.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, I'm trying my best. But really, I came to this city to like open up a shop, and like since I've met you, I've killed people. Like I that's a new thing for me. I know it's like old hat for you. But like I had never actually taken a life before like 2 weeks ago. You know, and like that's still something that I'm gonna, you know, but like it just seems like we seem to be operating at different levels, and you know, and you again, no judgment, but you are pretty volatile personality. You do tend to yell or threaten or attack a lot, and I'm a potion maker, and there's this
A
crazy
potion maker that
tall-
lies more than tells the truth and says no judgment when she means exactly the opposite.
Hey,
This is
I'm
in common.
not trying to, you know. I'm
You
not-
look at me like killing is easy. It's not. You think you're the only one that suffers from taking a life? You really think I am callous and heartless? Apparently so.
I don't know you that well, but I mean, you asked what you had done to make me not trust you, and I guess I don't know what you've done to be seeming like a super trustworthy type of
How about help
character.
a farmer without doing extortion? How about helping a merchant with their wares? How about trying to stop a plot for a lot of people dying in the city out of drugs? How about trying to set my brother in the righteous place? Yes. That farmer had nothing other than his emerald earrings
That he offered as a reward.
that he took
Willingly.
as a reward.
Because I did the job.
I feel you lie to me as much as you lie to yourself. I may be abrasive, but at least I am honest.
I don't know what I lied to you about.
Well, you say you don't judge, and yet you do that a lot.
Wait,
You know
I don't
nothing
what?
about me. You judge. You know absolutely nothing about me.
Hey,
Other than my family are murderers?
This was like a topic that you brought up. I was fine not bringing it up, not getting into this.
Yes.
You
You're fine
brought it-
living in complete shadows, not communicating, just doing your thing. You just want to open up a potion shop. Sure. Okay, Asher, I get it. Fine.
I do
I'm-
though. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not a lie. That's
You are not an ASMR. You are a complete normal
hey,
person just
listen.
trying to do their thing.
I can't help anything about how I was. Fuck. Asher's gonna realize that she has been replying in Celestial this whole time.
Yeah, I like to imagine the two, like, all the Pip and Obsidian are seeing are the two of you stood in the street like this gif I've put in the chat going, oh!
Yeah, she's like, as she's like sitting there like trying to say like, I can't help how I was born, she's gonna like just realize, stop dead in the street, that she's been just replying in Celestial this whole time and just be like, I'm not trying to lie, I just don't like opening up about certain things.
In Celestial, Siri will say, I guess we have this in common. You obscure, I confront violently. I think we're the same, just we have different outlets.
I will side eye the new tattoo. Yeah.
Don't want to make more mistakes.
Having a good talk, I hope.
No.
In common, I'll just yep.
He says yes as she just says no at the same time.
Super fun talk. Super fun, awesome talk. Huh. Weird that. Yep. I guess you don't
Asher
speak
has-
Celestial, huh, Obsidian?
This is for me to know.
Asher is just having trouble hanging out with bloodthirsty, volatile, aggressive murderers. So I will give her the space she needs.
It is not easy, I imagine. Is there anyone else you wish to blame for the deeds of your brother, or are we done with all that?
Oh, fuck off. Walk away.
So, Asher, are you an ASMR as well?
Oh! God!
The theme of today's episode, physical and emotional discomfort.
I know! Asher is having a straight up bad time. You know, I don't actually know anything about, my personal lineage, really. But I do very obviously speak, that language. Yep.
Celestial, yes.
Yeah. I assume you learned it because Siri speaks it.
Because my sister speaks it. Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not as fluent as either of you.
Yeah.
I feel like this is fortuitous, you know? Like a sign or something.
It seems that way sometimes, doesn't it? It just seems like no matter what you do, you just keep getting rammed back onto some sort of
Train.
God, yes.
No,
Yeah.
it's a sign of good fortune. Uh, maybe we're on the right path. Maybe this is destiny.
Certainly seems like it.
So do we make our way to the Adventurers Guild?
Yep.
Sure.
Where everyone's like, hey look, Asha the Asamon's back. And she's brought drugs.
God.
So, Suldil greets you when you arrive and takes you all into the back room. Hold on, we're missing Siri. Let me add Siri on here. Oh, is Siri elsewhere at the place? Have it on a thing where you're all in multiple places. There she is. She's out on the bar.
There's other me's. They're here.
Is there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just being
It's
hopeful
me
for a second.
wildly tabbing around. Not perfect for tokens, but we'll say that you are sat in chairs around the table, even though some of you are hovering nearby the table. And yeah, Suldil is a... So I've received... You all seem tense. Has something happened?
Yeah, everything's super chill. How did your research go?
Good. I have received all the documentation that the guild has on Hestine, and have now found her, the location of her mountain lair, a tower it would seem, that she calls the House of Hestine. It is to the north, frustratingly not a great deal away from the ruin of Tradesmeet. Frustrating to have been held for so long, so close to a means of escape.
Well, don't worry. We'll sort it out. We'll get you your fortress.
Us, our fortress, if things go well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll crash there occasionally. Sure, if the option's open.
Haviland insists that, although we will escort you, you are to retrieve this key yourselves as an official trial to be inducted into the order.
Yeah, okay.
If you succeed in this, you will be proving yourselves again, but by the official creeds. And those of you who are so interested may become fledgling Knights of Bahamut with the services and boons that grants. I had hoped that we would fly there in the morning. But Haviland insists that he has a better idea. And Haviland leans forward with the most devious conspiratorial grin, saying, I have acquired horses. I do so love horses. And I have not ridden one for many centuries. And so today I hired horses for us all. It will only take 2 days, and we can take them almost to the foot of the mountains.
So much better than flying.
Indeed. We
I
will see,
really-
we will smell. You will all break sweats, I imagine, which to me will be amusing. But yes, we will travel low and slow. I am very excited for this.
I'm really not a big fan of horses.
Neither am I.
There is a goat.
Is there a carriage we can rent? I can drive one. Or a cart.
That would be even slower.
No, horses are
I
fine.
can. No, she has a point. Then, we can just take in the countryside as we go. I don't know if a carriage will go all of the way, but I could hire. At least that's to get up. I can hire a carriage.
Did you find a horse that could take Obsidian's weight?
Yes.
It's up to you. I
You will
can.
be heavier with your armor.
You think?
Yes.
It's up to you. She says to Obsidian.
I will have a carriage outside in the morning. Goodbye. Oh, yes, Asha?
Oh, I'd love to do just horses instead of a carriage.
You can ride a horse next to a carriage if this is better.
I never really ridden a horse.
You can go in the carriage.
I guess that's a little better. Stupid, dangerous beasts.
I mean, if we both fit, you
Ooh.
can ride with me.
What if it throws us off and we break our necks?
I mean, I doubt it will. I'm sure any horse that we hire will already be, broken and familiar with riders.
But they are very stupid creatures with very small brains. They startle at the
That's right.
slightest of things.
We'll just put, blinders on. And all the normal horse things.
So we'll be prepared to depart at first light?
Mm-hmm.
And it shall take around 3 days, I believe, of a carriage.
Okay.
I understand your frustration, but to a creature like Havilan, taking him the small, slow pace of the earth on the ground is as novel to him as soaring on his back was to you, I would expect.
Yeah.
It would be more reasonable if there was no time pressure on us and our actions.
I did raise this, but our bond is not for me to push.
This bond and your bond to Bahamut.
Bahamut. Our oaths are in service and veneration of Bahamut, but my bond is to Havilan.
And you would have us take those oaths if it came to that.
If fate and the ways of the Order transpire to have you bonded, willingly, then the bond will be yours. My
How does that...
will have no part of it. If your actions and nature are not worthy, a dragon will not bond you. No matter how long you tend its egg.
How does that work with former allegiances?
One can be in service to one cause and not forsake who they were before.
We'll see when we get there. I just wonder. Well, first there's a giant to kill.
I mean, we can always just...
You think you will slay it? Hestian is formidable for a mere hill giant.
What do you reckon would be a better option?
Larceny was what I estimated we would be about, but if you wish to end her threat, a gallant deed indeed.
Your ways are strange and inefficient. They seem to want to follow you, so we'll do as your way.
Very well. Until the morning, then. And he leaves you in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And she leaves you in the room. And are you all just retiring to your various quarters?
Yes.
You're all born in fucking barns as well, aren't you?
But I am gonna ask Mila for a bottle of alcohol to take back to my room with me.
Yeah, 1 human alcohol drink.
No, a bottle. And I know I'm sharing a room, but I am gonna start swigging on the bottle, set it aside for a second. I'm gonna get the egg out and just kind of,
As you take the egg out, you see that it is heavily cracked.
What?
And it
I have been so
wobbles.
careful.
And it wobbles a little in your hands. And a little piece of shell falls off. And then another. And as you're holding it, it just begins to collapse from the top down, almost like a puzzle, and fall open until just you are holding a almost cup of like egg base, and then coiled inside, looking up at you with bright green eyes, is a blue stoat.
Stoat. That's like a weasel, right?
Bigger, yeah, and most noticeably, a mammal.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not
Shell-
sure that's the thing she's noticing first.
Yeah. What? Like, does it seem okay despite the egg dissolving?
Yeah, it seems like it was just hatching.
Okay. Oh. Hi. Listen, really quickly. If you can turn into a dragon, I know there's a whole thing with worthiness and whatever, and I'm not like some big adventurer, but I think we could have a pretty cool time, flying around anyways, just if you're fine
It's
with
asleep.
having me.
It just curls up in its little egg cradle as you're talking, and on its back it just seems to begin snoring.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into my new cloak, and I'm gonna take I'm gonna source scraps of fabric, whether from the linens of this bed or whatever, and just kind of stuff it in and curl this guy up in a pocket in my cloak, and then just get irresponsibly drunk and pass out.
Yep. Pip, you look over at some point and Asher is asleep on a bed just covered with large shards of eggshell crushed in an alcohol bottle, wrapped in a cloak despite being indoors.
Has she just been sat in a corner playing with this egg and swigging from a bottle by herself?
Asher?
I think once I put the thing, the stoat in the pocket and tucked it up to me, I would have just taken more swigs from the bottle and just been. Do you want any? Would you like Would you like a swig?
I mean, certainly helps take the edge off. Wouldn't hurt. Seems
Did
safe
you-
enough in here.
You see what happened to my egg?
It looked like it was hatching. You've got a pet chicken?
No, I think it's a weasel, but it's the wrong.
Oh, I don't think so.
color.
They don't come out of eggs.
Well, it definitely looked fuzzy and long, and blue. And she'll just kind of pull open the pocket and just show.
Oh. Well, I have never seen a thing like this before.
Do you think it's like Havalam and it'll turn into a dragon?
You know, maybe I'll try and do some research and find out.
Okay. I think it would be pretty cool if we could, like once it grows up, obviously, we could fly around.
In a couple hundred of years.
Oh. Yeah. Shit.
I mean, we shouldn't get our hopes up that it would be a dragon, but
Well,
let's assume.
We gotta get it to Havalam's fortress then, so it doesn't get killed by Sendax.
I agree. The best place for a fuzzy little baby is Bahamut's fortress.
Well, if it's like Havalam,
Right. Yes, of course.
yeah.
Yes, of course. Maybe.
I mean, I know how
It's
things
Havalam.
work with eggs. Obviously, it's something different since it came from an egg.
Where did you acquire this egg?
Egg shop.
Yeah, magic shop.
Would they have any information?
I don't.
Would they have
Maybe.
specifically requested you tell them what came out?
Oh, did they?
I think he said he wanted to know,
Hey,
right?
break for it. Get him. I'm zoomed in so much. I just suddenly saw him sitting and go. Just imagine him doing.
I think they actually maybe wanted me to tell them what came of the egg. So.
Well, I don't know how you can do that when you don't have the words to tell them what it is.
I mean, it's obviously a weasel, right?
It
I'm
does
going
look
to
like a
take more
weasel.
swigs from the
Or a
bottle.
ferret.
Or a pine marten. Or if this is his dark materials, an ermine.
What are they called? Mink?
Yeah.
We call it a mink.
A polecat?
Let's go with mink.
I think I'm just gonna call him a mink. I don't know what
Well-
you are, but is it okay if I call you Mink?
Take good care of him. It's very small.
Yes, mink for merciless, except for Steve.
I will hold out the bottle to you again.
Yeah, people hesitate at first, but then we'll take a hearty swig.
Meanwhile, do Obsidian or Siri have any specifics they want to do before they call it a night?
Siri's gone. She's left the Ventures Guild.
Again?
Yeah.
Well, that would be then a question of, did Obsidian manage to notice and in time react and follow or not?
Were you trying to sneak away unnoticed, or were you just walking out into the night?
Just walking out the moment
Yeah.
Soldiel left,
Then you'd have
and we
no-
had our. No, absolutely. Yeah.
You
You
didn't
can
know
follow.
it's been Obsidian.
Sure. In which case, he shall follow.
Is he trying to avoid being seen?
Not really. He's also not gonna be too, like, intrusive. Like, he's not going to catch up to Sira and, like, pat her on the shoulder.
Where are you
Just
going, Siri?
keep an eye out.
I'm going to purchase a bottle of whiskey, spicy whiskey, Firebrand, whatever it's called.
Not from the
Or
place here, the bar. You want to get it somewhere else specifically?
I want to get yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that
And I wanna-
Obsidian's sneaking, but Obsidian, make a stealth check, and we'll just say it's versus Siri's passive to see if she just happens to notice that she is being very. Yeah. After a while, you just become aware that Obsidian, at a very comfortable pace, and obviously not trying to hide, is trailing you at a distance.
I'm going to park with my bottle and trying to find a bench. Is Obsidian just hovering around the bench?
Probably. What are you doing, Obsidian?
Obsidian, seeing that, he'll probably approach. Other than
What do you want?
well, it occurs to me that hopefully you will not try to leave on your own again.
No, I won't.
Right. Good. You do need a cause, don't you?
As much as you need someone to follow.
Yes. I do need to follow, but if last time you told me to, what was it? To choose for myself. And I think you misunderstand slightly. I do just that. Every day I awaken and choose to follow the path of Azuma. Whether you serve someone or not, that's still within your choice. And that is something that I do not believe you thought Atticus was doing.
I don't know what Atticus was doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what anyone of us is doing.
We're making our own choices.
Well, apparently I make the choices of a terrorist and a murderer, so that's who you're choosing to follow. That's what she said. She says as she swigs from the bottle that is now half empty. That's what she said. A terrorist and a murderer. From a family of terrorists and murderers, apparently.
And does that change anything?
Too fucking right it does.
Why so? Do you refute that? Do you not believe what she says?
My foster father is a good man. My foster mother is An incredible woman. I made mistakes. My mistakes do not make me who I am. The actions I take after my mistakes make me who I am. Because if I do not believe that, I would not be standing here right now. So I don't know if I believe it or I not. I just know that if I don't believe it, I won't be standing here right now. So I'm going to make a choice to believe it.
Good. Making choices.
And I'm not blaming anyone else for Atticus.
Well, I do think you are trying very hard to put the blame on someone else than him. Whether it be others or yourself. And I believe he is the only one responsible.
You don't understand. The things he said before he left. It's like I put him on this path. Like it's my fault.
And apparently another version of you gone even further. It's even worse. And more horrible of a person than Asha would think of you. I don't know what to think about all that, though. That is beyond my scope. I know I will decide tomorrow what I do. And I believe so shall you.
You have no guilt. You have no guilt? Nothing.
Over what?
Over if you could have done something different, something to prevent. You have no
Atticus,
guilt.
you mean?
Yeah.
No. I despised what he was.
The thing is, I don't know anymore if I ever knew who he was. I don't know. Do you understand how fragmenting that is? You see snapshots. Asher sees snapshots. Asher only sees the young woman who got in too deep without knowing what she was doing in a terrorist group. She does not see the child lost in the woods that was rescued by a kind man who loved his son. You only saw a man looking for a place in the world and doing whatever it took to get there. Is that what we are? Just a singular aspect, a facet, a small list of traits and moments.
That is how you appeared to me, and that is how he appeared to me. I cannot claim to know what you are fully. I'm not trying to. I am of the belief that Ajurma knows more. All I've seen of Atticus was pride and greed. and contempt for me. And for Ajuma.
It's so much easier to describe a person in their absence, because when they are present, there's so much more than what they are when they are absent. And I don't know if I am redrawing Atticus in my mind now that he's gone to me. And you have your faith, but I don't have that. I have this. I probably will be sick soon.
Well, do you want me gone?
No. But I have a letter to write. And so I need some quiet.
I am good with quiet.
And if you could read it after I'm done, just to make sure that it makes sense, because I'm starting to see a little bit double. Seer's just gonna write. She's got a notebook. She's always had this notebook. She's gonna write to Vandrin and just like do the biggest concentrating effort to write a short telegram with what has transpired. And I will send this to you, DM.
Cool. So you write your letter. Obsidian checks it, corrects it, points out loads of grammar mistakes. Probably suggests that maybe he write it for you or something, given you are a bottle of whiskey in and try. Dear Dad, I knew a guy once. He wasn't either. You don't know. Write this letter and then back, sleep, start next session with a letter having been posted and setting off on our adventure.
Yeah.
Work, everybody?
I wanted to check the brooch, but I don't think I have time.
It's just a brooch of Torm, like a new squire's signet. No secret message or card from the past, just something that
What?
was your
It's not a
father's.
magical brooch? It's not a magical brooch?
You don't
Okay.
You don't have to take magic. You don't know.
Oh, fair enough.
Brooch of infinite fireballs. Whatever.
I think,
David.
I think she will put it on, but just not in a visible place. Like, this tone is not her faith.
No.
She doesn't have a... Yeah.
Cool.
It's more a sentimental thing.
Then we will sleep. I will prompt long rests. And we will begin tomorrow, setting off on our next adventure. Well, who knows? Maybe along the way or at the conclusion of that adventure, you'll all find a 6th level.
I have marked my cloak as attuned, by the way.
Cool. Okay. Well, we will pick up next week. Thank you very much, everybody, for a fun session, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.